my channel. So I have finally finished building my dream house in Sims 4. So it took me about 2 to 3 days to build the entire house and furnish it. So looking at it, it actually looks big, but it is just built in a 30 by 20 lot in Newcrest, which is one of the smaller lots in Sims 4 actually. So the lot value of this house is a total of 102,250 simoleons. So the lot value in Sims 4 means that it includes the value of the lot itself, the house, and the furnishings. So I actually like how this house turned out. When I was building this house, I actually kept in mind that this has to be realistic. Realistic meaning that if ever in the future I do want to have this house built, it has to be not that grand so that it will not be that expensive. So I think this is the best house that I can come up with that is not too grand yet still possessing the things that I want. I actually created the list in my mind of the things that I want to have, and I will be showing to you this stuff that I want to have inside my house as I give you a tour inside my dream house. So first of all, let's talk about the first floor. So there are actually two gates going to the house, one which leads to the entryway and the other one that leads to the garage. So we will be entering the house using this entryway. So when you enter the house, you're immediately greeted by two plant boxes, which I think is nice to have to plant some fruit-bearing trees. And then there's also this fish pond slash fountain. So in my dream house, this doesn't have to be there actually, but it's nice to have it added here in Sims 4 just for some added decor. So the first thing that I want to have in my dream house is this entryway. So I don't know why, but when I build houses in The Sims 4, it often has this entryway, this type of design. So you can walk here, and then there's this three windows and some hanging potted plants. And this also has some sort of a shed on top of it. I think that it's nice that you can hang here, so when you're looking for your keys inside your bag and it's raining, you don't get wet. So that's nice to have. Then of course there's a CCTV camera for some safety precautions. So now let's enter the house. When you enter the house, you're immediately greeted by this mirror area, this door, and the living room. But first, let's talk about this mirror area. So I have this place right here because I think that it's quite convenient, because you can always just check how you look at this mirror before you run out of the door. And then this table of some sort with a bowl on top of it. So this bowl is where I can just throw in my keys and some mail that I received through the mailbox. I can just place it there. It's also convenient. And then of course this umbrella rack, which I can just grab an umbrella before I head out of the house whenever it's raining or it's too hot outside. So now we move on to the living area or the living room. So the living room is actually quite spacious, but it actually just has the basic stuff: a set of sofas, a coffee table, and a flat screen TV and a Bluetooth speaker. So as you can see, there's actually a sim currently living inside my dream house. I made this sim. Her name is Claude Preston, and she owns a dog named Claire, which you will see later inside the house. So another thing that is part of my list is that the staircase should be placed beside a really tall window. So I actually had that idea from my college dormitory, wherein you could actually see the staircase from across the lot thanks to this really tall window. I know that it does not give you a lot of privacy, but you can always add in some curtains. So I think that it's also nice to have it open during the morning so that natural light can come in. Now we will talk about these two doors here. The first one leads to the garage slash storage area. Assuming that one day in the future I can save up to afford my own car, so I would have it placed inside this garage, where I also keep other stuff such as toolboxes, flashlights, decorations, gardening tools. Of course, I have to have a medicine cabinet for first aid, and then a shoe rack. I think that it's nice to have it placed in this room so that the dirt coming from the outside will not go to the rest of the house. Now we move on to the second door, which is actually a bathroom. So this bathroom right here is actually just basic. You have here the sink and candles. If you have noticed, I actually keep a lot of candles placed inside the house because I enjoy scents, and I think that keeping a lot of scented candles around the house just gives you that vibe of entering a hotel room and immediately being greeted by such a relaxing scent. So that's really nice. Then moving on, we have two doors here, one which leads to the toilet and another one that leads to a shower area. Now we will talk about this door right here, which actually leads to a kitchen. I know that this kitchen is quite spacious, but I do want to have a spacious kitchen because I spend a lot of time in the kitchen cooking and preparing food. And my kitchen has to have a kitchen island with the stove placed in the middle, because I can just imagine myself cooking and my family members are just sitting here while they wait for me to finish cooking the dish, and we can just talk and catch up while I cook the dish. Another thing that I want to have in my dream house is that the kitchen sink must be facing the backyard so that whenever I have a pile of dishes which I need to wash and dry, I could always just daydream and look at my backyard. So it actually lessens the burden of having to wash a lot of dishes. Then I have here a coffee maker. I think that it's nice to have a portion of my kitchen that is solely for the purpose of brewing coffee, because I really love drinking coffee, so it's like a coffee shrine in some way. Then of course I have to have this very iconic red stand mixer, which is I think from the brand called KitchenAid. A lot of YouTubers, chefs, and bakers use it, and since I love baking as well, I think that it would be really nice to have one as well. Then just some spices and condiments placed there, and an indoor plant. I think that it's nice to have indoor plants inside the kitchen, where I will actually plant some herbs such as basil and oregano and other herbs so that I can just conveniently pick them from here and add it to the dish that I am preparing. Then I have here a door going to the backyard. so that at night I can pick up the trash coming from this bin right here and then place it in this other bin outside, which actually will accumulate the rest of the trash coming from the rest of the house. So now when we enter this door right here, it actually leads to the dining area. Two things that I want to have in the dining area: first, a television, and second, a door going to the backyard as well. I want to have a television in the dining area because it has been a habit of ours to watch news while we eat dinner. And then I want to have this door and some really big windows in the dining area so that while you're having lunch, you can just have a glimpse of your very beautiful garden. I think that it adds some relaxing vibe to it. Then moving on to this door right here. So this door leads to the laundry area slash pantry. So I want to have a room solely for the purpose of keeping the cleaning supplies and the food stock so that it's not that visible from the rest of the house, yet it's still convenient to just grab the broom or grab a few stalks of the food. So it's well hidden. Well, not really hidden, but it's not openly visible. So now we move on to the backyard. So when you go out of the house, there's this some kind of a porch, which also has another dining table fit for the outdoors and a grilling area. So I think that it would be nice that during the weekend you can just grill meat and your entire family could enjoy it here in this dining table and just catch up on a few things in your life. Then of course a gardening area where I can plant vegetables, fruits, flowers. And then another laundry area. So if in case in the future I can't immediately afford a washing machine and a dryer, I could always just use the more affordable version of laundrying. So you can just always hang it in this clothesline and wash it here. Then there's a swing. I do love hanging out in the outdoors, and then I also love reading, so I think it would be nice to just hang out in the backyard, sit on the swing and just read. Then there's this jacuzzi slash swimming pool. I don't really, it's not something that I have to have in my dream house, but it's nice to have in the Sims 4 just for some added interaction. So this pool is actually just for my sim. And I think that is pretty much it for the first floor of the house. Now we move on to the second floor. So when you go up the stairs, you are immediately greeted by this door to your right, and it leads to the master's bedroom. So for the master's bedroom, I want it to be carpeted. Actually, I want all of the bedrooms to be carpeted. Then the bed should be facing the television so that when you go home from work and you can just lie down in your bed and catch up on some series or watch a movie. Then I also have this bean bag right here where I can sit on and watch some television. I also want to have these fairy lights where I can clip images, photos, some really good memories. Then of course an Eiffel Tower because I do love collecting Eiffel Towers. And then I also want to have a tapestry hung on my bedroom. And a vanity area where I could just sit on and play with some makeup. It has to be well lit so that I could see the colors that I apply on my face. Then I also have to have a wardrobe and a full-length mirror. So if you walk here, you can actually see that there's a bench. So I consider this as a reading corner. I could just sit here, read a book, and casually take a glimpse of the outside world, if in case I just want to stay inside the house. But I could also go out of this balcony and sit on this outdoor couch. I think that it's nice to have a couch in your balcony where you could just sit and just hang out. Apart from reading, I also keep a bullet journal, so I think that it would be nice to sit here and then write down my thoughts in my journal. And that is it for the master's bedroom. Now we move on to the room beside it, which is another bathroom. It's actually quite similar with the bathroom downstairs, but instead of a shower area, it's actually a tub. This is one of my top goals. I want to have a tub where I can just hang out and take a bath on, and have a television where I can watch some movies or catch up on some series while I hang out on the tub. So that is one of the goals. Now we move on to the hallway, which has a treadmill on it. The treadmill is also strategically positioned facing the backyard. So I think that it would be nice to have a run while facing your backyard so that you have a nice view of your house while you work out. So now moving on to this room, which is a guest's bedroom. So you could see it's not that decorated compared to the master's bedroom, but as I said, this is just a guest's bedroom. So whenever I have some people coming into the house and they want to stay, they could use this room. So it just has a basic bed, bedside table, a bench, a full-length mirror, and a cabinet to keep their clothes in. The guest's bedroom actually has its own balcony, which is a lot smaller compared to the balcony of the master's bedroom, but it has the same outdoor couch where they could sit on, and this time their view is the backyard. Now we are almost done. We are now going to check the final room of this house, which is the office. The office slash the mini library. So inside the office is just a desk with a computer on it, and it's facing a window so that when I sit on this chair and work on my computer, I can actually see the time passing by, because I can see that it's getting late, it's getting dark, so that's nice to have. And then I will keep a bulletin board. I do love keeping track of dates. As I have said, I keep a bullet journal, so having a bulletin board where I could place schedules and important reminders, so that's nice. And finally, a bookshelf where I could display my collection of books, also where I could just grab a random book and read whenever I feel like reading. So that is it. I guess that's all of the rooms explored in this house. I am not sure if one day I can be able to afford this house, this exact same house, but since dreaming is just for free, I could just always take a look at this house in Sims 4, have a sim live on it, play with the sim, and it actually inspires me to see this house and just dwell on the idea that someday I might be able to save up for this house and actually live inside this house. So if you guys like this video, please do click the subscribe button and click the like button as well. And also please do not forget to click the bell button to be notified of my future uploads.